Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Your Business Accelerated. I am your host, Attorney Shaune Arnold. I am reminding you, as always, to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. I'm so glad that you're joining me this week on Your Business Accelerated. And gosh, last night I sent out to my entire list a 2-hour special program that we're gonna talk a little bit about today. But before we get into all of that, I want to give you some housekeeping information. If you've been here before on Your Business Accelerated, then you've heard this information. You can just sit back and relax and kind of roll your eyes skyward, and everyone else lean in and listen up because we've got some good information for you here. I am a California business attorney, and that means that if we talk about any legal issues here on Your Business Accelerated, because we do deal with hardcore business issues, if any of those issues are legal issues, I'm always going to be speaking from the perspective of a California business attorney. So if you live in another state, if you live in another country, if you live in another state of mind, then my suggestion is take what I'm telling you and take it to an attorney in your jurisdiction, and they will tell you whether there are any differences between your jurisdiction and my jurisdiction. So I really appreciate that. And also I want to invite you to go over to Legal Biz Cafe, and here on Legal Biz Cafe, here on Your Business Accelerated, we talk about those hardcore business issues, but on Legal Biz Cafe, we deal with your mindset. We deal with your mindset, all of those stumbling blocks that you come across as an entrepreneur or someone trying to be an entrepreneur. Those are the issues that we deal with over there. But over here, we deal with your business. And that is why this particular call is in listen-only mode. I do have some group coaching sessions that are more interactive. And so I want to keep that sacrosanct by giving you information that you need, but keeping this in listen-only mode allows me to respect the coaching programs that I already have going. Stick closely because we're having some really exciting things coming up for us here. And if you refuse to get up and wash your face and come down and join me, you can still enjoy the program online. We are going to be streaming it live. Very exciting what's coming up, and that is going to really kick off a lot of what I'm putting in place so that you and I can work more closely together. Now, part of what we talked about last night was really going into exploring some of your sales and marketing techniques, and some of what we talked about involved NLP processes and theories. NLP is Neurolinguistic Programming. And just as a brief reminder, Mr. Bandler and Grinder are actually the founders of NLP. They were working under the tutelage of Gregory Bateson, and he was an anthropologist and a cyberneticist. I need to look that up and figure out what the heck that is. Anyway, they were in Santa Cruz. I believe it was UC Santa Cruz. They were researchers, linguists, and Mr. Bandler and Grinder actually liked Milton Erickson, who was an amazing change agent. He did hypnotherapy. This was a man who sat for something akin to 14 hours a day, hypnotizing people. He loved it. He lived for it. It's bizarre. But Milton Erickson, yes. And so our Milton models, we get those from Milton Erickson. And they really dug his work. And Bandler and Grinder were then charged with interviewing psychotherapists that successfully created change in others. And so neurolinguistic programming then really developed as the study of human excellence. And it was actually really very interesting that they videotaped their interviews with these psychotherapists. And that's what made them very different from what Napoleon Hill did for Think and Grow Rich, where he interviewed hundreds of men who were successful and 25,000 who were considered unsuccessful. And then from all of that, he wrote Think and Grow Rich. And then he also developed after that a book called Outwitting the Devil. But here's what it is exciting about what Mr. Bandler and Grinder were able to do. They videotaped their sessions. And so they were able to develop a series of techniques and processes that actually help short-circuit long-held values and beliefs, things that we hold at an unconscious level. They can actually dislodge limiting beliefs and negative emotions and things that have been holding you back, absolutely dislodge them and put in place instead processes or ways of thinking and processing information that will make you successful and get you where you want to be. So that's sort of a brief history of NLP. I'm now master certified in Neurolinguistic Programming. So if you find that you are procrastinating and it's hurting your business, eating too much, spending like a wild man, partying like a rock star, and you know you don't need to be doing that, anything that you're doing or anything that you're experiencing that is blocking your process and your progress in your business, I can help you get rid of those things. And then we can work on your business. So give me a call. By the way, my phone number is 213-718-3468. Give me a call, and we can do some breakthroughs in your personal life, in your business life, and this time next year you won't even recognize yourself. You'll recognize me. I'll be the one that helped you with that breakthrough, but you won't recognize yourself. So part of what I find to be really, really exciting about neurolinguistic programming is the fact that it gives you all of these amazing tools. Tonight we're just going to talk about the 6 components of effective communication, NLP style. And those 6 components include light. They include fire and water. Light, fire, water. And the last 3 are air, earth, and metal. So what exactly do we mean by that? Well, we learn in neurolinguistic programming that people process information in a favored way. Some people are very visual. Some people are audio. Some people are kinesthetic, meaning feeling-oriented. Some people are olfactory, believe it or not. Those are your perfumeries, etc. And some people are gustatory or taste-oriented. And finally, there's auditory-digital. These are the people like me, the eggheads, the people who are really analytical. And you know what? I found out that analytical people who are auditory-digital, they talk to themselves. So if you talk to your car or you talk to yourself, take heart. I felt vindicated by finding all of that out. So I want you to think in terms of when we talk about communicating, and really we're talking about communicating with prospects tonight. I want you to put it in that context. Put it in the context of how we perceive information and how we filter that information, and how that gives rise to a state, an emotional state in us. And so when people approach us to do business with us, they're really approaching an emotional state. And so when you are approaching someone else, you're really approaching an emotional state. And so if you engage this emotional state by understanding whether you're talking to somebody who's visual, and you can say to them something like, if I could show you an attractive way in which you could, whatever it is that you do, you would at least want to look at it, wouldn't you? If this looks good to you, we'll go ahead and focus on getting the paperwork in. If you're talking to someone who's visual and you say something like that to them, it's going to land with them. Every single time, you literally will see their face light up. And if you were talking to someone who was auditory and you said to them, if I could tell you a way in which you could, whatever transformation you provide to that individual, you would at least want to hear about it, wouldn't you? If this sounds good to you, we'll go ahead and discuss how to set up an account. If you said this to an individual as a close, and that individual was an auditory individual, you literally will see their color rise. You will see their pupils dilate. You will see their lower lip expand and fill with blood. There are things that people cannot hide from you when what you're saying to them resonates with them. You know when somebody is feeling you, but we're so used to looking at the miracle of life that we're not really tuning in on what we're looking at. And so we just bypass these things. And my challenge to you is that you stop and really study this. And if you would like to study it with me, I invite you to connect with me. I would love to work with you to give you breakthroughs and to show you resources on how you can be a breakthrough. Be a breakthrough for others in your personal life and in your business. And so here's another way of saying exactly the same thing. If you were talking to someone who's kinesthetic. Now mind you, the visual person, the auditory person, the kinesthetic person, we all know them. You know the kinesthetic person, the huggy-feely person, the one that always wants to hug you whenever you come. Yes. If you said to them, if I could help you get a hold of a concrete way in which you could, whatever benefit that you provide to them, you would at least want to get a feel for it, wouldn't you? If this feels good to you, we could go ahead and set up an account by handling the paperwork. Now, wouldn't you love to be able to speak to people in the way they prefer to be spoken to? Because if you say that to somebody who is a kinesthetic, they're going to completely light up, and they are going to close themselves. They're not going to be able to say no to you because what you're providing to them, you're not manipulating them. You're providing to them a good or a service that they need, They have pain or they're seeking pleasure. Either way, you have what they need to feel good, right? To get what they need, to be fulfilled. So back to our 6 components of effective communication. Light is just seeing something special in someone. This is not, this is ignoring basically what's not optimum in them. It is. And it's acknowledging them and saying something to them about them that makes them feel good. It makes them feel special, and it makes them feel acknowledged. It lights them up. It's just surface stuff like, ooh, nice tie. Or I like your point of view, or I like what you said back there. Or, hey, great hair day. I love that haircut. Something just on the surface that stops them and gets them to at least engage in conversation with you. And you can go deep. You can, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But the second component of communication, effective communication, is fire. And this is connecting with someone. This is having chemistry with someone, warmth, and that warm, fuzzy feeling and a lighthearted feeling and just laughter, making jokes with them. This lights their fire. It lights them up. It fires them up, and it removes their stress, and it makes them like you. The trick here is to see people as lives that you can touch. See their light so that you can see it, so that they can see it, so that they can see their own light. I want you to think of somebody that you have a strong sense of warmth and endearment with, someone that you have fun with. And the next time you go to a networking event, right before you walk into the event, think of that person and really get a feeling for that person. Fun, 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 engaging, joy. And in that emotional state, I want you to walk into that room and network your little heart out. And then when you meet people, I want you to take that warmth that's in you and infuse it into them. They can't help but connect with you when you do that. The third component of effective communication, NLP style, is water. 97% of our communication is nonverbal. Our deepest wants, our deepest needs, our values, and our criteria, they're all nonverbal. They're all under the surface. So if all you're saying is nice tie, great haircut, I like what you said back there, if that's where you stop, then you're not really engaging the individual. And no action is going to take place. People who are just engaged on the surface don't take action unless they're in extreme pain and you just happen across their path. And believe me, that does happen. I actually refied my house one time through an email. A woman I never met before, she emailed me, just spamming basically me, and I saw that and I thought, I'm ready now. And I did business with her. But you don't want to depend on that. You want to engage people, engage those deep levels. You want to inspire them to action. So you need to go beneath the surface to get to their deepest wants, their deepest needs, their deepest values, and their criteria. And then you want to match those deepest wants, needs, values, and criteria. Match them and give them back to them in the context of the transformation that you provide for them. And this is going to allow them then to separate themselves from their money and do business with you. So for prospects that you have that are cloistered and they're running scripts in their heads, the I can't afford it scripts, etc., this is going to pull them out of that script and give them permission to do business with you. The fourth component of effective communication is air. It's oneness. It's the we. It's love. This is where quantum mechanics comes in. String theory. We are all particles, yes, but we are all waveforms. And as waveforms, we are all connected to the infinite. And as we are connected to the infinite, we are connected to one another. So if you can think of people in that respect, that may help you get rid of some of that fear of rejection, some of that nervousness that you feel when you go into these situations and you know that you have to talk to a stranger. Oneness and love and quantum mechanics. Let Michio Kaku talk to you. Read Hyperspace. That'll really set you back. He's amazing because he takes all of these amazing physics concepts and he makes them very understandable for individuals like myself. So check out Michio Kaku. I adore him. The fifth component of effective communication is Earth. Mother Earth. She nurtures us, and she cares for us, and she provides to us all of our food and all of our water. Mother Earth serves us and helps us live our lives. And in this way, in the way that Mother Earth serves us, we must also serve others. And the sixth component then is metal. And this is the first of the elements, metal, metal. It's hard and it's strong. You are metal. You are strong. You inspire people to make a choice, either in or out, either take it or leave it. You don't care whether they're in or out, whether they take it or leave it. You care that they make the decision. You don't marry yourself to the decision itself. Because there is somebody else. You do have a tribe. There are people out there for you, and you just need to figure out how to communicate with them effectively and build your tribe. And so the decision is elemental to their being able to take action in their lives, and that is what you are connected to. Not the yes, not the no, not the money, not even the client. You're connected to the empowerment that they receive in making the decision, because this is done with heart. It's pushing them to their highest good, because they know that they need to love and respect themselves enough to make this decision. I really want to thank you for being with me. It's a little longer than usual this week on Your Business Accelerated. You're awesome. I am Attorney Shaune B., as always, reminding you to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. I invite you to return here, same bat time, same bat channel, for Your Business Accelerated. Shaune B. signing out. See you next week, folks. Bye-bye.